Passek, Fly Fish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today we're going to play around with a tropical pattern. This is a needlefish slash sand eel, probably more closer to a sand eel, but it's taken for needlefish all the time, and purely because of how long its nose and everything is. But it's a fairly large pattern. It's about 6 to 7 inches long. Super simple to tie. You just take your time, make sure you coat it right, and put a final coat of whatever type of head cement over top of your UV resin. That's the key to this one, so it doesn't get destroyed. Alrighty, and this one, and I say it in the video and I'll say it again here, if you're going to use it, cast this out, let it sit for a few seconds, and as fast as humanly possible you strip this thing in. I mean as fast as possible. Alrighty, let's get tying. So in the vise today, we have an Ahrex XO720 Patagon Boss Taurus number 4. Mouthful. Nice heavy wired hook. This is a tropical pattern that gets absolutely hammered by big fish. So you want to make sure you've got a really good, robust, strong hook. Okay. For the thread, I'm going to be using some white nano silk, and this is a 12-aught. You can use an 8-aught or a 6-aught here. It's just what I happen to have on the bench, but I would normally go with an 8-aught, but my UV resin on the last trip, last move, my UV resin spilled all over my 8 and 6-aught, so I don't have any at the moment. So for the main part of the body, I'm going to be using some gold hollow tinsel in large. For the wing or the tail or whatever you want to call it, it's going to be 4 different flashes. First, the Semper Flash bait fish in white. Next will be the Semper Flash bait fish in yellow tint. Third will be the Semper Flash crystal yellow. And finally, a few fibers of the Semper Flash crystal green. Then I will be using some gold and black eyes and finish it off with Semperfly UV resin. Okay, let's go. I love tying these kind of flies. I like tying big flies. I've got big hands and I'm half blind, so it just makes everything easier. So I'm going to come back to about the little bit past the point of the hook. Cut that off. I got UV resin on everything. It took me like over an hour to clean up just enough so I could use my stuff. It's just kind of a little bit of a piss off, but well, it is what it is. So I'm taking about 6 to 8 strands of the white. And then I'm going to roughly figure out where my halfway point is. It doesn't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, if it's a little bit less, it's good because it creates a bit of a taper. So I'm going to go back to the point of the hook roughly. And I'm going to, at the halfway point, tie that in. And I want to make sure I try to keep this all on top. Nice and tight. And flip this back and tie over top. There we go. So now it's quite long, right? This is about a 6-inch long fly because it's supposed to represent the needlefish that these big fish chase. So, okay, so white is complete. Repeat. Get about 6-8 strands or so of this yellow tint. Now I tied this as pretty well almost the same, but with a blue hue. So now this one I'm just going to match the length roughly. So I tie this in it with a green and I tie it with a blue. So I came forward just a little bit there. Just want to make sure that I get all my material on top. So fold that back. Go over top of it a few times. And then come in front of it. Done with that one. Now with the brighter yellow, this one, I'm going to put about the same again in, 6 to 8 strands. Again, try to match that length. A couple of turns in, and just make sure it all stays up on top. Don't want it to wrap. Another tight one there. See, there's a few that wrapped there. There we go. Just get them up. Same thing. Fold it back over top of it. Come forward just a bit. Now, if this starts getting in your way, just grab a little hair clip here and just boom, stays out of your way then. Yellow's done. Green. Now, I don't need quite as many of the green. I only want about 4 to 5 at the most. Even 3 is okay. Same thing. Give that a nice pinch wrap. There we go. Now just make sure that this is all staying up on top. This one's the most critical because you want that green back, right, on this fly. Again, over top. Making sure that stays up on top. Now I wrap forward all the way right to the eye of the hook. I'm going to undo this clip and I'm going to grab them all now. Just get it all out of my way. Now I'm going to take some of that gold hollow tinsel. Wrap that in. So when you're fishing this fly, guys, as fast as you can possibly strip it back. And I mean as fast as you can. Most of the time with this fly, cast it out there, let it sit for 10 seconds, put your rod in your armpit and double haul that sucker back in as fast as possible. These needlefish can move. So you want it to look as natural as possible. So just in overlapping turns here, all the way forward. I'll tie this one in gold, and I'll tie this one in a silver body as well. Right up to the eye. And tie that off. Cut that off. Bit of a whip finish. Done. Now, take my no tack resin from Semperfli and right where ooh, sorry about that, guys. That was wind and the door just slammed shut. Right here where the tie-in point is. That's where I want to put my eyes. So I'm just going to put a little dab. Just a little dab. And that will grab some of one of the eyes. Put that on right there. Just going to give a little bit of make sure that thing is straight before I hit it with the UV light. When it's straight, and I want it fairly center. Bingo. Worked out pretty good. So you see how it's pretty well centered on the hook? Now I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. That one is a little bit low, but that's okay. And then the rest is just building up a UV body. Okay, come on. Get back up. It doesn't want to cooperate. There. There we go. So you can see they're both in. So now it's just, like I said, just building up a bit of a head and a body here. So if you take a look at the needlefish that this is representing, they got a really long jaw. And you see how I'm pulling on the flash because I want that to be flat in there, right? So that UV resin will hold that. So now I'm going to do the same on the bottom, and then I'm going to finish building the rest of the body. The head's the most important part at the start. Like you can tell that it's all wonky here, the body, but that's okay. Or the jaw, let's call it. Because now I'll finish that off by smoothing it out with the resin here. This is more for the tire than it is for the fish, but whatever. You know. Just gonna move that around a little bit. And one more little round of resin, and we are done. Move that around a bit with my bodkin. Now, if you don't have UV resin, you can use epoxy here. You can use multiple layers of like a head cement. Up to you. Obviously, resin is the easiest. There we go. That's not too bad. It's not a perfect body, but not bad. Or jaw. And just hit that with your light, and then I'm going to put another coat on at the end here of Sally Hansen's. I find the Sally Hansen's it's just a nice hard finish. A lot of the fish that you'll eat this have good teeth, so you want to make sure that it's all really well done. So just making sure it's totally covered, including the eyes. And I'll come back and I'll give it one more coat later. But that is it. I'm going to actually move the vise so you can see the whole fly, how long it is. Like I said, it's almost 6 inches. Now, if you want to, you can cut this. Like I'll clean this up because there's like some that are way too long. Right? But you can cut this into a little bit of a taper if you want. But once this gets wet, this will straighten all out and it'll find its own place, right? But yeah, that's it. That's your needlefish pattern. Like I said, really effective pattern. Super fast strip. That's the one thing you got to remember when you're fishing this one. Super fast strip. And if you think you're going fast enough, you're not. Go faster. Okay? So, ready? Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Subscribe. Awesome. If you haven't, why not? Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next tying video. Remember to make comments on the video, not on the Facebook posts and stuff, on the video on YouTube. Make comments. Let me know what you guys want me to, what you want me to tie. More nymphs, more dries, more river, more lake, more tropical, Let me know. Right? Bye, lines.